I'm a finance major with a minor in business analytics in my junior year at Haven University. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. This past summer, I worked as a wealth management intern at UBS, where I learned a lot about my client service skills as well as my ability to work on a team professionally. Uh, I'm also the VP of the International Business Association here at Xavier, where I learned about a lot about my leadership skills, communication, and public speaking. In my sophomore year, I was initiated into the fraternity of Delta Sigma Pi, where I learned a lot about how to act in a professional manner, and I was also a member of the engagement committee, where I learned a lot about kind of sharing some insight on some experiences I've had, and I'm definitely learned a lot about my public speaking skills and develop those. Um, Throughout these experiences, I developed a lot of skills, including public speaking, communication, leadership, and I believe I can apply those in a professional manner.
How do you think you'd be a member of the investment research team and employment at Plant Moron as a whole?
Okay, so one of the things I found impressive about Plant Moran was their emphasis and kind of the importance they place on client service, and I think that's something I really identify with. Throughout my experiences as a service assistant and as a sandwich artist, I think I found it really. I put a lot of emphasis on, took a lot of pride in the kind of making sure the customer had a good experience, so given the best product, and kind of making sure they were, I guess, like kind of impressed enough with the experience they had that they would want to come back. Um, and I think we really need to give that best possible impression, and that's something that, as I find really important, I would love to work at a company that places that same importance as I do.
Tell me about a project you've done in one of your college classes and what you've learned in doing that.
So one of the classes I did was in my financial statement analysis class, which took last semester. We were each assigned, our entire class was assigned to a certain industry, and then within the industry, we were each assigned a company. And so our class did the healthcare industry, and I was assigned Celgene, one of the leading competitors in the healthcare industry currently. And I learned a lot about, I mean, just financial statement analysis and looking at different ratios, and I guess kind of how to compare them to other companies and additionally compare them to the industry. But in addition to kind of the quality of the analysis we were doing, I mean, there was a huge emphasis on the professionalism of the presentations and kind of Excel files we were putting together, making sure that you'd feel comfortable sending them to like an upper level executive or something like that, to kind of give some insight on how the company or whatever you were working, how they were doing, and but also obviously just giving presentations on it. Obviously developed a lot of my public speaking skills and definitely became more comfortable speaking in front of a group. And I think a lot of those skills can apply in a professional environment.
Tell me about experience you had as a wealth management intern at UBS, where you learned something or developed a skill.
So from time to time, some of our clients would get audited, and they would ask us to give the balances of all their accounts at that current date. Um, and some of the clients had up to 10 accounts, so it kind of made it a much more difficult process because we needed to go through and verify the balances of a bunch of different accounts. So pretty much whenever a client would call us to get audited, we would begin a process where we would have three different people go through pretty much a spreadsheet of all their balances, um, and pretty much if any of the balances were wrong, we would restart the process, fix the error, and then go through that process with people again. Um, and in addition to the accuracy of these numbers, how important it was, we need to get those numbers quickly because they kind of wanted them as soon as possible so they could forward them along to whoever needed them. So kind of throughout that experience, I learned how to do something accurately as well as quickly. So I developed my attention to detail a lot, which is kind of something I struggled with. So that was something that I guess, was really happy I was able to fix.
What is a weakness you have, and what have you done in order to fix it?
I guess kind of one of the weaknesses that I've had is I've been really reluctant to, I guess, try new methods and new processes on different things when I've kind of seen a process go through and it's worked. But I think in order to really, I guess, improve efficiencies of things, as whether it's like a company, or just, I guess, a club or general or something like that, I think we need to kind of be able to take risks and accept failure. And obviously, because failure is going to happen, because not everything you do is, although it works on paper, obviously not everything goes as planned. So I think that acceptance of failure and being able to learn something from that failure is really important. So that was something I've definitely developed throughout previous different experiences and internships that I've had. So yeah.
Describe a long-term project that you managed. How did you keep everything moving along in a timely manner?
So one project that I did was my Dow 30 project in my investments class. So um, we were pretty much assigned a company in the Dow 30, and I was assigned JP Morgan Chase, and we were pretty much had an entire semester to do about three kind of different types of analysis. So we did an analysis on the U.S. economy as a whole, analysis on the industry they were in, the financial services industry, and then analysis on the J.P. Morgan and their financial status currently. Um, so that pretty much we started that project the third week. That was pretty much when we was introduced to it, and then it was due about the 10th week of classes. So over that 7 week span, we pretty much were on our own to kind of get all that stuff done. So obviously, with a project that size, accounting for almost 25% of our total grade, it was really important that I didn't let it get fall. I didn't let it fall behind, and just kind of stuck with it. So I kind of developed a timeline. But one of the important things, I guess, in addition to following that timeline, was uh, just sticking to it and making sure everything got done. So, and I mean, the project turned out really well. I was really happy with the result, and I got a 95% on it. So,
Describe a time when your team or company was undergoing some change. How did that impact you, and how did you adapt?
so during my internship at UBS, the financial advisor that was my main contact during my internship, who would I direct questions to get my assignments from, he unfortunately left, and that kind of left, especially my internship, but kind of our entire team up in the air because he obviously had a lot of responsibilities as a head financial advisor, but especially in the financial services industry, when you quit, they don't give you the classic 2 weeks kind of thing, so they want you to leave as soon as possible in order to just protect client information and other stuff like that. Especially if you're going to a competing firm, which he was in this instance. Um, so it definitely made my experience a little more hectic, but I was took on a lot more responsibility and had to become comfortable asking new people different questions. So it increased my ability to learn. So it was overall a really beneficial experience.
Tell me about the first job you've ever had. What did you learn with the ropes?
So my first job, I worked as a soccer referee. And so pretty much in order to become a soccer referee, you had to go through some training and take some exams. But after you passed all those exams and went through the training course, you pretty much started out with a kind of you were like a sideline ref, which means you weren't a head referee. You were kind of observing the referee who was on the field, who was the head ref, and kind of watching what he or she did. And I was able to learn a lot from that, and it definitely encouraged my willingness to learn and kind of open to the different ways you can learn something instead of just doing it. So, I mean, overall, it was a really great experience for me.
Tell me about a successful presentation you gave, and why do you think it was a hit?
So one successful presentation I did was back to my cell gene presentation in my financial statement analysis class, and I think there were two reasons why it's pretty much a hit because I think it was something I was really passionate about and developed that passion throughout that class, and I think another reason was just kind of the background that I had, just doing that semester long analysis. I think was just kind of made me able to answer a lot of different questions that people had.
Why should I hire you?
So I think there's a couple reasons why you should hire me. I think I can bring a lot of skills to the table, including public speaking, work ethic, ability to prioritize, my willingness to learn, especially integrity, uh, kind of my ability to balance different things, and determination. I think I've really shown these skills throughout my previous internships and work experiences, and I definitely think I can use those experiences and the skills that I've developed and apply those in a professional environment. All right, and if you don't mind, I just have one question for you. What do you think separates an average intern from an exceptional one?